Hello, good morning Starfish. I hope you're all doing really well. I'm glad to be back on the YouTubes with you guys this morning, and today we've got another craft for you to do and then a story that I'm going to read, which is one of my favourite ones, and so I hope that you enjoy it. And in a moment we'll go to the craft table to see how we can make some marionette puppets that we can play with at home. But before we do that, I just want to let you guys know, in case you haven't heard, about the family carol service this year. We are going to be doing one, and we've just heard from Boris Johnson yesterday that we will probably, unless something else changes, be able to have some of you in our building for our family carol service on the 13th, and we're really hoping that will be something we can do. We will also be streaming it online so that anyone else can join from home. For those of you that aren't able to get in or would rather not come in at this time, you will be able to join in on the computer as well from your own houses. And on top of that, there is going to be a Starfish nativity. We're still doing a Starfish nativity. It will be on video so that you won't have to be there, because we won't be able to fit all of you in this year, I'm afraid. But on the video, we can get video clips of you or photos of you being in the Starfish nativity. So all you need to do is dress up in a nativity costume, whether it's an angel or a shepherd or a sheep or a donkey or a wise man or anything else you can think of from the nativity story. Or if you'd rather not be in a photo or a video, because they might go on YouTube and on the internet, if you'd rather not be in them, then you could also maybe make a version of them. So you could draw a picture of them, or maybe you could even make a puppet version and you could film or take a photo of one of those, and we will put those in the video instead. And so that will then be premiered on the family carol service for you guys to watch either at home or with us in the building. Right, well, let's make a craft, shall we? Today we're going to make some little marionette dogs, or but I suppose you can make cats if you want. So to make this, you're going to need some toilet rolls, which I've painted. I'm going to make a black dog, so I've painted them black, but you can paint them any colour you like. You will also need some thread, some glue. I think a Pritt stick will work well, but I might be using my glue gun. Some goggly eyes. A cork, which I have chopped up into 4 little pieces, which you might need to get your mum or your dad to help you do that. Some scissors and some lolly sticks or craft sticks, and finally a bit of pink paper or red paper that we're going to use to make the nose and the tongue. With your first toilet roll, what you're going to do is you're going to use your scissors and you're going to get your mums or your dads to help you with this, because it can be a little bit risky. You can also use a hole punch, and we're going to make 4 holes equally spaced apart along the toilet roll, which are going to then be the legs, where the legs come out for our dog. And then you're going to take a piece of your thread, and you're going to thread it in one side and out through the other hole, and you're going to do that for both the front end and the back end. So you should get some little legs there. And you now want to make another 2 holes, but this time on the dog's back. So on the other side to the legs, so up on this end, we're going to make 2 holes, just 1 at each end. We're now going to take a second toilet paper roll. This is going to be our head, so we're going to cut it just a little bit shorter. So I'm going to cut about, what's that, a quarter off, put that to one side. And then I'm going to do another 2 holes, this time on each side of the head. And taking another piece of thread, we're going to do the same as we did with the thread before, but for the back of the dog. Okay, and what we're going to do is on the neck of your dog, so we're going to pick one of these to be the neck, so I want to pick this one. We're just going to tie a knot roughly at where you want the head to begin. So I'm going to put mine here, and then I'm going to thread the head onto the top of here. Now, using some glue and your craft sticks, you're going to glue them together to make a big X shape. like this. So you're going to put a bit of glue in the middle, and then you're going to stick the other cross stick across like that, and you're then going to glue the two bits of string that come out of at the top of the dog onto the X. So one there and one there. Okie dokie, once you've stuck all those bits together, you're going to do the same for the bottom of his feet. These little cork pieces are going to become his paws. So you're going to stick all the bits of string onto the different cork pieces there. While you're waiting for the glue to dry, you can get your scissors back, and you can get your third toilet roll, and and a little bit left over from the bit we cut off as well. And we're going to use this to make the ears and the tail for our dog. So if you smush this like that, when you then cut one ear, the other ear will also be made. Now you can have floppy ears for your dog, you could have sticky up ears. I'm going to make little sticky up ears for mine, two little ears. And I'm going to use the rest of this as well to cut out a tail so that my dog can be happy and wag his tail. And I can also get my little bit of paper, and I can cut out a big tongue for him. And I think I will also make him a little nose. Okay, so all that's left for me to do is to stick his ears on, stick his tail and his nose and his tongue on, and I can also then decorate him however I would like. You can put spots on yours, stripes on yours, different colours, you can do whatever you would like. And I almost forgot the most important things, his eyes. And there you have it, you can make a dog puppet too. Get out of the way. Stop it. Stop that. Oh, what have you been eating? We're going to read a story now, not about puppets, but about some little wemmicks who were crafted by a carpenter, and they look a bit like puppets. So I hope that you enjoy the story. Today we're going to read You Are Special by Max Lucado. The wemmicks were small wooden people. All of the wooden people were carved by a woodworker named Eli. His workshop sat on a hill overlooking their village. Each wemmick was different. Some had big noses, others had large eyes. Some were tall and others were short. Some wore hats, others wore coats. But all were made by the same carver, and all lived in the village. And all day, every day, the wemmicks did the same thing. They gave each other stickers. Each wemmick had a box of golden star stickers and a box of grey dot stickers. Up and down the streets all over the city, people spent their days sticking stars or dots on one another. The pretty ones, those with smooth wood and fine paint, always got stars. But if the wood was rough or the paint chipped, the wemmicks gave dots. The talented ones got stars too. Some could lift big sticks high above their heads or jump over tall boxes. Still others knew big words or could sing pretty songs. Everyone gave them stars. Some wemmicks had stars all over them. Every time they got a star, it made them feel so good. It made them want to do something else and get another star. Others, though, could do little, and they got dots. Punchinello was one of those. He tried to jump high like the others, but he always fell. And when he fell, the others would gather round and give him dots. Sometimes when he fell, his wood got scratched, so the people would give him more dots. When he tried to explain why he had fallen, he would say something silly, and the wemmicks would give him more dots. After a while, he had so many dots that he didn't want to go outside. He was afraid he would do something silly, such as forget his hat or step in water, and then people would give him another dot. In fact, he had so many grey dots that some people came up and gave him dots for no reason at all. He deserves lots of dots, the wooden people would agree with one another. He's not a good wooden person. After a while, Punchinello believed them. I'm not a good Wemmick, he would say. The few times he went outside, he hung around other Wemmicks who also had lots of dots. He felt better around them. One day he met a Wemmick who was unlike any he'd ever met. She had no dots or stars. She was just wooden. Her name was Lucia. It wasn't that people didn't try to give her stickers, it was just that the stickers didn't stick. Some of the Wemmicks admired Lucia for having no dots, so they would run up and give her a star, but it would fall off. Others looked down on her for having no stars, so they would give her a dot, but that wouldn't stick either. That's the way I want to be, thought Punchinello. I don't want anyone's marks. So he asked the stickerless Wemmick how she did it. It's easy, Lucia replied. Every day I go to see Eli. Eli? Yes, Eli the woodcarver. I sit in the workshop with him. Why? Why don't you go and find out for yourself? Go up the hill, he's there. And with that, the Wemmick who had no stickers turned and skipped away. But will he want to see me? Punchinello cried out. Lucia didn't hear, so Punchinello went home. He sat near a window and watched the wooden people as they scurried around, giving each other stars and dots. It's not right, he muttered to himself, and he decided to go and see Eli. He walked up the narrow path to the top of the hill and stepped into the big shop. His wooden eyes widened at the size of everything. The stool was as tall as he was. He had to stretch on his tiptoes to see the top of the workbench. A hammer was as long as his arm. Punchinello swallowed hard. I'm not staying here, and he turned to leave. Then he heard his name. Punchinello? The voice was deep and strong. Punchinello stopped. Punchinello, how good to see you. Come and let me have a look at you. Punchinello turned slowly and looked at the large, bearded craftsman. You know my name? The little Wemmick asked. Of course I do. I made you. Eli stooped down and picked him up and set him on the bench. The maker spoke thoughtfully as he looked at the grey dots. Looks like you've been given some bad marks. I didn't mean to, Eli. I really tried hard. Oh, you don't have to defend yourself to me, child. I don't care what the other Wemmicks think. You don't? No, and you shouldn't either. Who are they to give stars or dots? They're Wemmicks just like you. What they think doesn't matter, Punchinello. All that matters is what I think, and I think you are very special. Punchinello laughed. Me? Special? Why? I can't walk fast, I can't jump, my paint is peeling. Why do I matter to you? Eli looked at Punchinello, put his hands on those small wooden shoulders and spoke very slowly. Because you're mine. That's why you matter to me. Punchinello had never had anyone look at him like this, much less his maker. He didn't know what to say. Every day I've been hoping you would come, Eli explained. I came because I met someone who had no marks, said Punchinello. I know. She told me about you. Why don't the stickers stay on her? The maker spoke softly. Because she has decided that what I think is more important than what they think. The stickers only stick if you let them. What? The stickers only stick if they matter to you. The more you trust my love, the less you care about their stickers. I'm not sure I understand. Eli smiled. You will, but it will take time. You've got a lot of marks. For now, just come to see me every day and let me remind you how much I care. Eli lifted Punchinello off the bench and set him on the ground. Remember, Eli said as the Wemmick walked out of the door, you are special because I made you, and I don't make mistakes. Punchinello didn't stop, but in his heart he thought, I think he really means it. And when he did, a dot fell to the ground. The end.